Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 6th grade concept of operations with integers. This is standard 6.3D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 27 of the Redesign Practice Online STAAR Test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got Jonah recording the temperature for 7 hours, and we've got even a little expression here, so we need to find the value of the net change. Okay, so let's open up our graph draw feature, increase the transparency. And so it dropped 3 degrees for each hour for the first 6 hours and then rose 2 degrees for the last hour. And look, they went ahead and give this to you, right? So if it dropped 3 degrees for the first 6 hours. That's what this is right here. So dropped means you're negative. So -3. And those are equal groups for 6 hours. And then it rose by 2 degrees. Right, so rose is going to be positive. And then it's going to rise by 2, so we're just going to add the 2. So they, even if this was a little bit difficult, they went ahead and gave you the expression. So -3 times 6 plus 2. So what value represents the net change? So basically, what does this simplify to? It's a really fancy way of asking, what does that mean? -3 times 6 plus 2. Well, let's see if we can look at this. And we are going to go ahead and, well, let's use blue, right? And I'm going to just draw a straight line here to kind of represent a thermometer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little bit strange. I'm going to make my 0 up here. I'm going to pretend like we are starting at 0. All right, so here's my positive, here's my negative, and I'm just starting there because look at the temperature's dropping. So let's say we're dropping at starting at 0. So whatever I land on is going to kind of get us our actual answer, and 3 degrees for 6 hours. Okay, so I'm just going to make some jumps, right? So I've got -3. -6, right? I'm just going to kind of keep track. That's 2. It's -9. It's 3 jumps. That's going to be my -12. 4 jumps. -15. 5 jumps. And look at that. I made it all the way down to the bottom. -18. 6 jumps. So this makes sense, right? 6 times 3 is 18. So -3 times 6 is going to be -18, because when you have a negative and a positive together, you always get a negative. If you get 2 negatives, you're going to get a positive. 2 positives make it positive. Whenever you put those two together, a negative and a positive, it's going to be -18, even if it was like this. If it was -6 times 3. So even if they put the negative on the 6, it still is going to end up as that -18. And then, let's change colors here. Let's go back to blue. We're going to rise 2 degrees. So we're going to start we stopped at that -18, and then I just need to go up 1, 2. So that's where I ended up right there. So it's right below that -15, and so it looks like that's going to be my -16. So if I take my -18, and I add 2, I'm actually going back closer to 0, right? So I went down 6 groups of -3, but then I went back up 2, and so this right here, yeah, that is definitely going to get us a -16. If you want to use a commutative property and flip it around, you could do this. This is the same thing. I just flipped the +2, right? And the -18. That's a little bit easier to see your -16. So your answer is B.